Hey everybody, welcome back to Champ and Sons and our Planet Coaster 2 series here at Austin's Wonderland as we finish up kind of this area. So you see us working on the station house right now, and the queue, basically decorations right now, but the remainder area, that plaza section back there, we're going to get that try to get that completed as well. So a lot of work to get done in this episode, and I wanted to do a decent amount, but I wanted it to be, I guess you could say, semi-realistic as far as the way we designed the station house. And at this point, I didn't know the name of this coaster yet, and really what the true feel of it was going to be. But it started to come together pretty well as we got this thing built. And I think overall, this is going to be one of our essentially top coasters that we got. And station house design and the way it's going to fit in with the remainder of the area. It's incredibly good. I like it. I like how it does turn out. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and kind of continue into this area. We will be putting in one flat ride along with multiple buildings to kind of close some stuff out. And then we will be taking a look at the POV of the coaster as we pretty much got just about everything finished around this area. So it'll be a completed coaster essentially at that point. And as we continue the build, this thing does take shape. It's kind of trying to difficult to, I guess, completely theme out a section. For me, when all I have truly right now is a ride, because I think even the station houses and all that really should have to fit in with the aesthetic of the area. So me personally, I don't like to go overboard with stuff. As far as height wise and all of that. So I wanted to keep that in mind as I kind of built these roofs on and kind of got everything set up for them. And it was an interesting kind of process with deciding how to get this roof put in here, because I had a couple different ideas for it. And I wanted, so the exit path right there with that little roof segment, I wanted that to lead into the actual building. But I wasn't going to put a, I guess you could say like a flat, I got some extra pieces over there of the building, but I wasn't going to put a flat roof piece kind of underneath this angled roof. So you were going to be able to see everything. And then when you try to fold in that topper piece right there into the actual one, it just comes out looking kind of weird and goofy there. I didn't like it, so I did end up deciding not to so much just put that in. We'll just let it be its own standalone thing. Now, I was debating on whether or not to have some how much decoration are we really going to go, right? Because that's going to depend a lot on, I think, kind of how we set up some of this queue path that we go through. How much detailing am I really going to do? I'm wanting to kind of put stuff in to set up multiple different levels. That's one of the big things that I guess me personally I'm working on as a builder in the game. Is trying to get multiple different levels going on in a single building. That's something that me personally never been all that good with. So we're pushing my limits, at least, to say the least. And then I wanted to put this up here, and they have the normal, I was looking for the normal kind of, I guess, U-shaped one. It just has the pillars, but I couldn't find it in this color of wood, so I had to go with the square. And then I remembered, oh yeah, archways. They have their own little segment. I did want to kind of keep it open, right? So I've mentioned in the live streams on Twitch, at least, that I'm not a fan of completely closed-in stations. One, being in Texas, most of the time they're a little too hot when they're closed in. And all you have is for the exit and the entry of the coaster train, they're just too hot. So I don't ever want it to be completely closed. I like to have it open a little bit. So that's one thing I'll try to make sure of with all my stations that we do end up building, is that we want to try and keep it in that style, but make sure it's open and breathable. That's the biggest thing. I need it to be open and breathable. And so that's why those little pillar pieces or the archways, you'll see that a lot in the stations that I build. It's just because it needs to be open. Airflow's got to happen. Most parks aren't going to pay for air conditioning in through those things for the most part. So you'll have some fans set up, but it needs to be open to allow some of that airflow. So that's kind of the thought process behind designing this station. And I wanted it to kind of be, I wanted it to have a Western feel, right? And I mean, I tried pretty decent at it. They're not going to have the Western theme till this next update that's going to come out. But I like the Western theme, and I think it came out actually pretty decent, pretty Western-y. And I'm not so much saying like Western, like think West Texas, more ranch-ish, I guess you could say, like ranch style. You know, this is something you can see in a ranch, whether you are in West Texas or even, you know, somewhere, I don't know where else, anywhere else they have ranches. I don't want to say, my first thought goes to Yellowstone, but I haven't watched that show since before this last little, I thought it was the series finale, but they're acting like they're going to have more. Haven't seen the show since the previous season ended, and I don't think I really want to. You know, just don't. But we'll see. Maybe I will. Either way, look, we're getting this thing built up. It's gonna be a pretty good style design. A little bit Western, a little bit ranch house, a little bit think of Mexico border town feel. So yeah, that's kind of what we're looking at here. I am gonna go ahead and hop off for a little bit while this plays, let y'all enjoy some of them tunes that are playing there, and I will be back with y'all here in a little bit. Hey guys, I am back. And so, yeah, here we are finishing up kind of some of this plaza area. You're not going to see all the building designs get built in or put in just because that was a lot of the tedious work. So you're not going to see that happen. Those are their basic buildings. There's nothing too extravagant about them. We are going to start putting in these little borders around these planters. So we can really get this area to take shape. I have a feeling if you had a plaza section this kind of big, you're gonna have to have planters in there. Some of them will try to put trees, others just bushes and stuff. But I wanted to make sure that we have each area looking aesthetically nice. I know that I wanted to have a lot of trees. I wanted the pathways to not be standard, just a regular blocky kind of, square plaza thing. So I do go in with a lot of the different shapes, and then I take certain sections out of the big, large plaza way to make for those planters. So here's what the finished product looks like. We got the buildings made up. Like I said, that's why the vibrant colors give me more of that feel of being, I guess, in Piedras, just across the border here at South Texas. So it just gives me that feeling, so that's what I went with. That's what I thought about in that sense. So we did get the swing put into the middle. It actually fits pretty well. I didn't do anything as far as adjusting a queue line for it, so it's going to be kind of crazy to see how people get on as the ride goes. A lot of different seating I wanted to have people be available for. Just a memento picture shop there. And right now, I don't have the coaster open, but we have gotten the swings open, so that's why you see everybody completely bypassing the coaster area, or the coaster and going straight to the swings. So, and I think the planters that we put in right there at the very end of the last little scene, they turned out really well. The trees provide I would say a very good amount of shading without taking up too much space or being too obnoxious. Oh my god, look at those people coming. It looks like the damn horde from The Walking Dead. In some of these buildings, I have put in some of these store shops. I didn't do interiors. I just didn't want, honestly, I didn't want to. But in these buildings, just to get people to go in and out of them, I did put in some shops in there. I have to remember to go through and open them, because if I don't, they'll just sit there closed forever. I thought I had put a restaurant thing in that building. I guess I didn't. Not sure what happened on that one. Couldn't remember if I had put one in here either, and I didn't. So, all right. All the buildings, service buildings, facilities are open in here. We've got people flowing in. Like I said, this is the exit plaza for the coaster. So we are going to have to build a little archway thing right there. Yeah, we've got no choice. But look at them just coming on down. Goodness gracious. Now in that open area right there, I think that's where I'm going to try to put a ride sign. I don't do custom stuff very well. So we'll give it I'll give it my best shot, but who knows what it's actually going to end up looking like in all reality. So I just gotta warn you on that one. Yeah, the coaster's still in test mode. That's why everybody, oh my god, by the thousands, they're just pouring into this area. Look at them. Oh, wow. That's kind of funny mechanics. They sit there at the entrance and kind of just pile up. Looks like cattle getting ready to feed, waiting to feed. Now, I do still have some more decorations to do on this station, right? It's not completely done yet. We've got it, and I'm not going all out on the interior, but we're talking lighting and stuff. We're going to go ahead and take care of some of that. But I can't go too extravagant with it. I never do. And I don't try to look for, is this a themed kind of light? Does this match the aesthetic? No. I'll say this: in Planet Coaster 2, this wall light has become one of my favorites. It puts off enough lighting for the size of it, so you will see this thing be plastered pretty much all over, not just rides and queue lines and buildings, but just all over the park in general. I got to get used to a lot of this camera work. That's one thing about Planet Coaster is its camera, those camera angles can be kind of rough, to say the least. So we're going up and down here. This is the actual queue path. Like I said, I didn't go too extravagant with it. I am trying to at least cover up some of these shabby stair pieces. Now I realize why I kind of put some of that stuff off is going to have to be changing all the different grids. Although, I will say this, it is easier to go through and do this kind of thing without, the roof and the walls. It should be done while it's being built instead of prior to. But, hey, you know what? It is what it is. We learn our lessons as we go. So that's all I'm going to say about that. Now, this is a pain in the ass trying to line this up. Like, I've got it. Just go up. Yeah, right. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh. All right. Yeah, I'm sorry. It does take a little while. When you're trying to build walls inside of a building and the way these camera angles work, it definitely does take a little bit. But we get it done, though. We get it done. I really do like how all this stuff works out, from the station house, the coaster, to the whole area in reality as it comes down to the end of it. So I enjoy how it came out. It was pretty tedious of a process, but that's kind of what this park is meant for, to be a little bit more tedious than my normal builds, than the kind of things I normally build. So I want it to be that way. It's just trying to get used to it while building it. That's all. And so still going through putting these lights in. We are almost done with the lights. The POV ride is going to be coming up here in a little bit. Just some of these decorations, the lighting that we have to get. And look at how this turned out. Look at all these people. See, look, they're sitting there like cattle waiting to be fed. It's like, what in the hell? Yeah, it's got an interesting looking at them and how they all kind of pool up there. But at least the shops are being used, I got that going for me. At least the shops are being used. And I think this whole area, really for it being the first start to the area, I think it's looking pretty damn good. And it's coming out. It's actually, I think, coming together pretty well. We are going to have to work on the foliage and stuff. But, hey, that stuff gets done off camera. Hey, I'm going to go ahead and hop off, let y'all enjoy this POV, and I will be back right at the end of this thing, everybody. And that was a hell of a ride right there. I love that. That was a good one. I like how that coaster turned out incredibly well. Accidentally sped stuff up quite a bit. So, yeah, it's kind of funny. We're going to finish off these last decorations, and then we're going to continue getting the park going in the next episode, everybody. I'm going to hop off here. Feel free definitely to finish watching this building come together. I like how it turns out. But I will see y'all in the next episode. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't hit it already. And as always, everybody, stay safe. And, well, you know how it goes from here, right? Later, y'all.